welcome to my insanity. Have you ever had the feeling of why can't my eyes just match my lips? So today I'm doing another get the look video and I am joined by my beautiful little baby, Jai. He grows up so fast. So we're on our way to Spotlight right now because I need to pick up some fabric and some thread and some buttons and some zippers and all of the Spotlight things. So the person I'm choosing to recreate today is my future wife, Anne-Marie, who I have just an obsession with. So what I know about Anne-Marie's style is is that she is a big fan of wearing like matching pants with crop jackets and wearing crop tops with it, which like I vibe that style. I'm not mad at that style. She's always stunning. I wish that I could be that stunning. So I thought if I want to be that stunning, let's become that stunning. Let's make the outfit and look stunning and gorgeous and take the photos. So let's get to Spotlight.
Yeah.
Sound effects brought to you by Jai. I made it to Spotlight, so I am around the cotton fabrics, which is really cool. So what I'm thinking of using is, because I think that's gonna look really sick, and the skulls are metallic. So what you could use is, there's like a printed canvas cotton, which is quite thick and durable, so it's more of like your denimish kind of fabric, if that makes sense. Or what I'm gonna use is just like a cotton fabric, so it's gonna be really thin, which means that in like autumn, summer, spring, like it's still gonna be wearable. Yep. So we're in the button section. Jai hates being on camera, lol. So we're in the button section. So for a lot of buttons, when it comes to like jackets and stuff, they've got like the shiny kind of feel to it. So like they're either your gold or like your silver, but they're like 16 bucks a pop. So what I'm gonna go with is these like black kind of cute like childish buttons, which are only $5. So the kind of zipper that you want is one that's a closed end, and you want one that's really short. Also, if you ever find that you can't actually sew real good, there's this stuff called heat and bound ultra hold. So pretty much it's like sewing without the sewing. So all you got to do is put it between two pieces of fabric and iron it, and it glues it together. So if you can't sew, just get some of this stuff. It works out really well. Just finished at Spotlight, so all up I spent about $75, but I am a VIP member there because like I go there all the time, so I may as well be a free VIP member. So if you're not, it'll probably cost about 100-ish bucks. I'm from Australia, so that's an AUD, not like USD if you're from America. So what I got was 4.5 meters of this fabric, which is the thinner fabric, but I still reckon it's gonna look really cute. I got about 2 packets of buttons because there's 4 in each. So that means that if I want to put more buttons and stuff, I got a bit of playroom. I also got some thread. I got the zipper, which is black and gold, so it's gonna match everything, and it's a closed jean zip. So we're gonna go home and I'm gonna start sewing, and I'm gonna show you the 2 items of clothing that I'm gonna make my pattern off. So let's get home. So this is what I'm going to be using to make the pattern off of. So I have this denim jacket right here, which looking at her photo, she has more of a crop style. So I'm probably gonna be cutting it to about there. And then the pants, I'll be going off of these ones. They're quite a bit baggy on me, which is good, so that like I'll have a looser feel to it, which I enjoy. But they're also not as high-waisted as her photos either. So I'm gonna have to raise these up to about here. So I have my fabric and I have the clothes that I'm gonna make the pattern off. So I'm gonna start with the pants first of all. When you're playing with fabric that has patterns on it, like this one, you wanna make sure that you're getting the right kind of look with what you're going for. So what I mean by that is, I like it when the pattern is all going the same way, and I like it when it's all the right way up. If you don't like that, don't do it. But so that means that when I'm cutting my pants, I want to make sure that all of my pants are going down that way, so that when this faces my body, it's going to be like that rather than like that or all over the shop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the pants. Next part would be taking the pants in and putting the waist on and hemming the bottoms, and then our pants are done. Apparently pants are like the hardest thing to sew. I haven't found that much issue yet. Yet is the word. Just because I haven't found issue now doesn't mean I'm not gonna find an issue. You know how I said it's a pair of pants, it's really easy to make, it's really easy to take in? Well, guess what? I retract my statement. I've been trying to take these pants in for like the last 2 hours, and I keep messing it up. So what we got right now, because I don't have a button on the front, but we got a nice shape up here happening. Nice shape, nice bit of a curve cinch in. If I wasn't wearing an awful like lazing around shirt, I can take this hammer style pant thing in soon. I just wanted to fix the waist, but that's the butt. Look at what I've done with the butt. What is that? What is I've sewn my crack line like 5 different times and it's doing my head in. So I'm gonna keep going, but this is gonna be a very long process. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not gonna pretend as if everything was okay and it was an easy breezy beautiful experience, because you know what? I'm about ready to set these things on fire and start again. So here's the thing with the pants. I give up. I hate pants. Alright, I hate them, so I'm just gonna move on to the jacket, because at least I know how to make jackets. I can do jackets, I can do them in me sleep. Alright, so I've got me a denim jacket and I'm gonna use that as the pad. Those pants have me so ticked off. I spent all Friday before work trying to fix them and trying to make them pants, and you know what? I just look like a baby who soiled his diaper. If that ain't fashion, I don't know what is. So we're just gonna make a pattern from my denim jacket. Make sure all the skulls are going downways, the exact same for the pants, because you want it to be uniform. Unless you don't want it to be uniform, then don't listen to me. Do whatever you want. So this is going to be a crop jacket, so I'm going to cut it the teeniest bit shorter than what this jacket is, because this jacket's actually like big on me. Once I have the front panel cut, I'm just going to cut the other front panel using that front panel so that they're identical. Once again, when you're happy with it, just cut it out. So on this denim jacket, I've got a few different panels. I'm not going to worry about that panel or that panel, but I am going to do this top panel there. So I'm just going to cut out another piece of fabric and just sew it on top instead of making it a separate fabric, because less to do. So what I've done is I've got my 2 front panels pinned to my back panel, and on my back panel I cut out a little piece to match it and sewed it on top, so I've got like the shoulder piece. You're not going to be able to see it in the camera and I'm really sorry, but where the skulls kind of don't meet up and they look confusing, there's like a little piece there. Once you pinned it all together, you get to do my favorite part and you just get to sew it. So I'm just sewing around the armholes, so on the shoulders and around the waist. Alright, so at the moment it is just a vest, a bit baggy, which is how I like it. So because we got this step done, time for the arms. So now that I have my 2 arm sections, I'm just going to flip them inside out so the seam's in the inside, which I've said so many times before. And I'm going to be sewing majority of it. I'm going to leave about that much at the bottom of the wrist unsewn to make a cuff. If you look at a lot of denim jackets, I've got a kind of cuff at the bottom, so I'm going to leave that open just in case I do want to put a cuff. If I don't want to put a cuff, add the liner. So pin it, sew it, love it. So now that we have the arms sewn together and we have the front and the back sewn together, it is time to sew the arms to the front and the back. So I did this for the Ariana Grande Get the Look video that I did, but the way that I find is easiest to sew arms to a jacket is to fold it the right way out, so that when this is inside out, this is the right way out. So then you can just pull the arm through it like that. Make sure you get your angle right. That's why I always say try stuff on before you sew it. That's probably going to be a good angle, so I'm going to pin that, do the same to the other side, try it on, and then if I'm happy with it, I'm going to sew it up. All my videos are going to be really repetitive, like sew it, blah 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 blah, but that's okay, because at least you know what you're doing. Unlike myself. So now that I've sewed together my back piece and chest piece and my arms together, and we have something that looks like a jacket, all I've got to do now is the bits and bobs. So I've got to do the collar, the buttons, and the hemming of the jacket itself, as well as the wrists. So I'm going to work on the collar first. So what I've done is I've grabbed my jacket and I've used this collar piece as a pattern, and I have made one using the iron-on adhesive to make a cut like that, so that the top is bent over and the inside is glued together, but I've left a bit of a flap here so that I can sew it on top of a pin mark that I've made to replicate what is already on my denim jacket. So once I do that, then I'm going to work on the buttons. So what I've got here is a strip, so I just cut up some fabric and then just iron together, because it's quite a, even though it's flimsy, once you iron it, it seems to keep the crease really well. So I've just got 2 panels of this, one for the front, one for the back, so that when I sew it on top, all I have to do is really sew there and then sew down. So I don't really have to do much. So what I'm gonna do now is work on the collar and then work on the buttons. So my first step is to use what I've got with the collar and then try and pin it and line it up, and then I'm gonna sew it. So what I've done with the pins is I've grabbed the collar of my denim jacket, so I've kind of traced around it with pins where my collar is gonna sit, so then all I have to do is really like bend it to the shape, which is going to be interesting, but at the same time I feel as though that's the easiest way to do this. I've only ever put like hoods on my jackets, I haven't done a collar yet, so this should be fun. Now that my collar is on, I get to move on to the button section of the jacket. I just have a strip of fabric that measures down to where I'm possibly going to hem the jacket. I haven't stitched anything, I've just ironed it so that it's nice and sharp and crisp. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to, once again, pin it to where I want it to be and sew it to where I want it to stay. Now that my collar and my button panel are attached, I'm moving on to the wrists. So before, I didn't sew the whole arm panel together. I left a section there so that I had a bit of a, I guess, room for a cuff. So what I've done is I've used the adhesive iron-on stuff to like fold back the little panel so that's nice and crisp and nice and clean. And then I've just gotten another like square of fabric and I've ironed it together so that I've been able to loop this around. That way I can sew this down and chuck a button on top, and that way, ow, there. So then that section's open, but that's all buttoned up, so there's a nice crisp wrist. And then once that's done, all we gotta do next is hem. So I'm gonna quickly sew this and get onto the hemming. Our jacket is almost done. I love making jackets because they make so much sense, unlike pants. Alright, so my wrists are now sewed on. So I'm gonna move to the hemming of the jacket. So once you've sewn everything and your last step, my last step is usually hemming because like it makes sense to adjust the length of everything once it's all sewn together. So try it on, see where you like it, put a pin at the height where you like it. So I've hemmed it where I want it to be. I'm going for more of a crop jacket, which I think I've said already, because of the photos that I'm going to try and recreate. So the way that I've done the wrists, the buttoning, and the way I'm going to do the hemming of the actual jacket is the way I'm going to show you now. So unfortunately I've used up a lot of fabric already in my distress of making the pants, so all that I'm left with is a panel of skulls going that way. So unfortunately I am going to have to deal with doing the skulls that way, which I didn't want to do, but that's okay. So I'm just going to use this panel even though the skulls go sideways. So the way that I've been doing it this whole entire time, so my fabric is quite crinkly, but that's alright, it's still gonna work. So the way that I've been doing it is pin the point in the fabric where the material starts. So I'm pinning it there, so we're starting it there, and then you're just going to roll it out straight. And we start there. So now we have the length in which we're going to be working with. So I'm just going to cut this section off. Boom! Alright, so now I've just got this really long panel here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to tidy it up a bit. So I'm going to trim it a tad so that everything is a bit more uniform. So that is all tidied up a teeny bit now. So then all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold some bits in and pin them there so that when I go over it with the iron, that's going to be where my crease is. So I'm just going to do that all the way along and to both sides. I hope I make Anne-Marie proud in this video. Alright, so I'm going to iron this and then I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so now I am left with this nice crisp looking self-made hemming, so that when I grab my jacket I can just hem it along the line. So as per usual, I'm going to sandwich my jacket inside of the hemming that I've made, and once I'm happy with the pinning I'm just going to do what I usually do, and I'm just gonna sew it together. I've done the hemming, so on the outside it's gonna look like that. As you can see along here, crisp outer edge, and then I've just got to sew along here and along there. Again, try it on before you actually stitch it. If you're happy with it, stitch it all up. And then all I've got to do is put on buttons. The way that I wear jackets, I never in my life have done up a zipper or done up a button on a jacket. So, because I'm lazy, the buttons are just gonna be for show, because I know for a fact I'm never gonna do up the buttons. So I'm just gonna attach buttons on one of the sides, but I'm not gonna put a hole. Oh, I'm a horrible human being. So, I'm gonna try it on, see if it fits. If it fits and I'm happy, I'm gonna stitch it, and then I'm gonna do the buttons, and then I shall give you a jacket reveal, but not a pant reveal, because everyone knows by now that died. Ta-da! Okay, so it is photo day. I have my lovely friend Jai with me. Say hello.
Hello.
Alright, so I've got my photographer Jai here. My mum is also going to follow us today when it comes to going around to different locations outside. But the first photo that I want to recreate of Anne-Marie's is this one. She's all like sexy and stuff. I'm just going to have to be a sexy potato. So my bed is going to be the setting, and Jai's going to pretty much have to stand above me and hope that he doesn't conk himself on the head with a fan. So, let's go!
What was that?
There's the pants!
Did you just...
I just ripped the crotch!
I see London, I see France,
I see Janet's underpants! So, the settings I'm using for this photo, I have an EOS 700D. I have it on the AV setting, so I'm putting it at an aperture of f3.5, an IOS of 400, and an exposure of +1. Remember, Janet, sexy potato, sexy potato. Okay, so we are on our way to this little location that I found in my area. I am joined by my lovely mother. Hi. And my photographer, Monkey. There he is, there's my photographer. Yeah, so we're on our way to the location now. Okay, so we're gonna be recreating this photo. And the settings I'm using is an exposure of 2, IOS of 400, so that should be able to make it light enough for me because we're in the shadows, but like kind of work with the rest of the area. So, Mum's behind the camera, and Monkey is on this camera. Had an idea for one last Anne-Marie photo, so we're going to take the one of her squatting on the ground up in the corner here, so we're going to see if this works out. Alright, that's enough. Those pants are about to bust a crotch.
I can hear it.
Yeah, I can feel it. Alright, let's go back to the house. So all in all, I'm really happy with how everything turned out except for the pants. But I think I made that obvious. But I think the photos turned out really well. There's going to be some shots coming up on the screen right now. And if you want to see the better versions that I've uploaded to my Instagram, handles there. So if you would like me to recreate any other celebrities or musicians or YouTubers or anyone else's style and see me sew it and make it and just upload a video about it, hit us up, because I really enjoy making these videos. So I'll see you next video. Bye.